Tabash. Benu sestera ke beraga bjang. Kaone ke tswa besuka. Diamond se ban keeptile. For mama 9 months. Bo mangwaha. No cases holotswe. Ke beraga bjang. This is some of the questions that I'm getting. And a question that actually needs an answer. A lot of people have been maltreated. A lot of people have been kept in prison for quite some time. And then you find that their matter is actually disposed of, whereas they've been kept in custody for quite a number of time, right? Now, in order for me to address this, we address it for while you're still in custody, after you become out of custody, what could be the reasons for you to be outside of custody, then we're gonna have the answer to this question. Right? Now let's look at the first instance that would keep one into custody. Perhaps you can't afford bail. They can reduce it. Perhaps maybe you don't have a dime to it. 62F, right? They can release you on that. Perhaps maybe your bail, because of remember with 62F you can't apply for that if your bail was denied. This is only granted for people whose bail have been granted but they cannot afford to, right? And if your bail is denied and you feel like that was not fair, like the reason why you denied my bail, I don't agree to it, then you make an application to the High Court. You appeal. The High Court can make a ruling either in your favor, agreeing with the presiding officer, or disagreeing with them. If they agree with it, your bail is still going to be denied. If they don't agree with it, they can grant you bail and even fix it for you. All right. And then now, this is when you're in custody and then you want to get bail because of you know that this trial is not gonna finish today. What do you do? So that's what you can do: bail application, appeal, all those things. Or you can even make a bail application on new facts if maybe your bail was denied but then there's something new that you feel like could aid you into coming out, then you can do that, right? And then what happens then if maybe your case is struck off the roll? If maybe your case is provisionally withdrawn? There isn't much that you can do. You simply go home, and then from going home you can bring an application, and then from going home they're going to bring it back, because of remember, struck off, provisionally withdrawn, it doesn't mean that it is a clear and cut, done and dusted, right? It doesn't mean that. It can always come back. It can come back even tomorrow. It can come back even next week, right? So different factors play into role when we're looking into that, right? And then you'd find that perhaps maybe during your arrest they took your car, they took your everything basically, right? Maybe they took your phone as evidence or anything like that. What happens to that? Whereas the case has been struck off, whereas the case has been provisionally withdrawn? You take that charge sheet, you make a copy that this case has been withdrawn. You go to the police station, ask for the who's this? Yeah, the station commander. Ask for whoever's in charge in the police there at the police station, because of now, if you ask anybody at at a lower level, they can be troublesome. Rather, you go on somebody who's above them, show them the evidence that the case has been withdrawn. If something has been withdrawn, if something has been struck off the roll, what's the purpose of them keeping your things? You can actually get them back, right? Now, the elephant in the room. You've been kept in custody for years, a year or years, even more, months, day two. Then they decide, nale prosecute, withdrawal, no prospects of success. They've wasted your time. All along you've been in custody. All along your bail was denied. What happens? What do you do, right? From the time of being away and leaving your house, please go and approach an attorney. Please go and approach an attorney. Make sure that you go to the clerk. Make sure that you ask that they make you a copy of the charge sheet so that you can have a record of it, the case that you're referring to. And then go to a private attorney. Because now, if you so wish to sue the state for unlawful detention, all right, then you need to notify them within a specific time frame. You cannot come to me after a year and say, well, I was unlawfully detained, or I want to sue the state for unlawful arrest. 12 months later, a year later, 10 years later, asmo RAF. Here, I need for you to tell me like right away, because we have 6 months to actually notify the state that we intend on bringing an application of this particular nature, right? There you can sue the state. And if I may also squeeze in this particular topic, a person who was underage and kept in a cell with people of majority of age and brought to court, spent a day or two in custody, brought to court, appears. Do you understand the danger of that? First of all, a minor, anybody under the age of 18, is not going to be brought into your normal court. There's special courts for them. And then again, they're not even supposed to be kept in there. So this is a major, major, major lawsuit, because of anything could have happened if not yet happened while the child was in custody with adults. Because some people, they're like 17, 16, but they look, or maybe they were assumed to be of age and the police officials decided to keep them with the normal people. That's a major lawsuit, right? So yeah, I hope, gentlemen, I did answer your question. It was a little bit vague. You made mention that you were kept there. I'm not going to divulge your information. I'm just merely using your story as an advice, or rather whatever you brought up as to now wanting to sue the state as the topic, and addressing it as to how it's done, and in what cases can we then now sue the state. Not every case is eligible or can be sued for unlawful detention. There are various factors that we look into consideration, right? So